Sorry. Okay. I am Nancy, and today is Monday. It is 3:03 in the afternoon, and it's the 24th of November. My husband gets to come home from work tomorrow. Yay! And my he has a doctor's appointment Wednesday morning. CJ has to work Wednesday morning. And when CJ gets off work Wednesday, then we're going to Arkansas to have Thanksgiving with my moderator and her family and three of my beautiful granddaughters. Hopefully four, but three at least. And let's see what else is going on. On my physical therapy, I am down to it's starting Monday. It will be a as needed thing. It's not going to be a constant twice a week thing. Actually, it started today because Monday my husband has a doctor's appointment at the same time that I have physical therapy. So we canceled my physical therapy for Wednesday. So because I am at one on my pain level, I'm at a one. The problem is when I'll show you. When I have my weights and he has me do this 30 times with the 2-pound weight. Now this one's 3 pounds, but with a 2-pound weight, I can only do it like 15 times and lift up like this and down. And hold, please. Somebody outside my door. Out. Would you please let Edward out?
I already tried.
Come here, Edward. Come on, buddy. You got that? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, Edward wanted to go outside. I'm so sorry about that little interruption. Anyway, so I have trouble with I still don't have full range of. I mean, it's not full. It still hurts right in here, but it only hurts if I overdo it. Like when I'm sitting there playing solitaire on my phone, after about 10 minutes, it just gets to the point of my arm hurts so bad. And especially if I'm on my bed, because I'll lean over to the left while I do it. So I have to watch what I'm doing. But I'm getting better. And my doctor told me, I want you to ride your bike this week. And I'm like, well, if it just stopped raining. So, okay. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Slender Man. Slender Man. Pull up the video here. All right, this is Slender Man. And all right, I have to leave the window open for you guys to see when it starts playing. But I have several images of him that I'm going to let play here because I'm fixing to read off of Grok. And I figure, I don't know if you want to read the words or see the pictures. So I'm so sorry about that. Okay. So can I hit play up here? Nope. I don't know what happened. I won't be able to see if I get message, I can see it on my phone. Okay. All right. So there's no music or anything to this. It's just a series of pictures. And over here on Grok, it says the term Slender Man delusions primarily refers to a rare psychological phenomenon where individuals develop false beliefs about the existence and influence of Slenderman, a fictional horror character created in 2009 as part of an internet meme on the Something Awful forums. Slenderman depicted as a tall, faceless entity in a suit who stalks and abducts people, especially children, and has inspired numerous creepypasta stories, videos, and fan fiction online. While most engagement with the character is harmless entertainment, in extreme cases it has led to shared delusions known as folie à deux, where two or more people share the same irrational belief system, often exacerbated by underlying mental health issues like schizophrenia. My husband happens to be listing items on my website currently, and that's what keeps dinging every time an item gets listed on YouTube, not my website, on YouTube. Every time an item gets listed on eBay. Goodness gracious, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, every time an item gets listed on eBay, I get a notification that he has listed it. So, and we can't both be in the program at the same time because if it does, it asks me if I want to take over the program. So since I'm sitting here with you, I won't take over the program from him. So, and Disney Winnie the Pooh has been listed. Okay. So anyway, uh, while most engagement with the character is harmless entertainment, in extreme cases it has led to shared delusions known as folie à deux, where two or more people share the same irrational belief system, often exacerbated by underlying mental health issues like schizophrenia, psychosis. The most prominent real-world example of Slenderman uh, delusions occurred in the 2014 Waukesha, Wisconsin's. Rich Miller. Hold please. Hello? I see you're listing items that's speaking at me. Mm-hmm. Right. What time do you start your sleep study? Okay. Well, I'm in the middle of my life. Okay. I love you. Bye. Okay. He starts his sleep study at 6:30 tonight. Okay. I'm sorry about that interruption. Uh, the most prominent real world example of Slenderman delusions occurred in 2014 Waukesha, Wisconsin poking incident involving two 12-year-old girls, Morgan Geyser and Anisha Weller. The girls became obsessed with Slenderman lore and after discovering it online in late 2013, convincing themselves that he was real and he lived in a mansion, Nicollet National Forest. Uh, they believed that to prove their devotion and become his proxies or servants, they needed to sacrifice a human life. Otherwise, Slenderman would harm their families. The delusion led them to lure their classmate and friend, Peyton Leutner, also 12, into a wooded area in Davids Park on May 31st, 2014 during a sleepover aftermath. They're there. They poked Leutner 19 times with a um, kitchen knife, targeting vital organs before fleeing and leaving her for the unaliving. Leutner survived after crawling to a nearby road where a cyclist found her. She underwent extensive surgery and has since recovered physically but deals with ongoing trauma. Okay. Psychological evaluations reveal that Geyser suffered from early onset schizophrenia, experienced lifelong hallucinations, e.g., seeing colors melt, conversing with fictional characters like Severus Snape, or perceiving unicorns and a figure called It. Her condition made her particularly susceptible to the okay susceptible to the delusion which she compartmentalized. She could function normally in other areas of life while firmly believing in Slenderman. Weir, while not diagnosed with schizophrenia, developed a shared delusion through her close friendship with Geyser, described by experts as a perfect storm of vulnerability, including family issues and an interest in the paranormal. This folie à deux dynamic amplified their beliefs, leading to the planned attack as a way to appease the entity and escape to his forest domain. In legal proceedings, both girls were tried as adults. Oh, at 12 years old? My goodness. Okay. We're Weir pleaded guilty to attempted second degree intentional homicide in 2017 and was found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect, receiving a 25-year commitment to a mental health institution with conditional release in 2021 under supervision until 2039. Geyser pleaded guilty to attempted first degree intentional homicide and was also found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect due to her schizophrenia, leading to a 40-year commitment. She received treatment at Winnebago Mental Health Institute, where antipsychotics helped her recognize her delusions as false. Recent developments, ongoing concerns about Geyser's stability. In January 2025, a judge approved her conditional release from the psychiatric hospital to a supervised group home, citing treatment progress, with supervision required until 2058. However, on November 22nd, 2025, Geyser, now 23 and identifying as transgender male, allegedly cut off her GPS monitoring bracelet and fled a group home in Madison, Wisconsin. She was last seen around 8 p.m. that evening near Cronkle Drive with an adult acquaintance. As of November 23rd, 2025, she remains at large, and authorities considered her unstable and potentially dangerous, urging the public to call 911 if sighted and not to approach her. Her attorney has publicly advised her to surrender. The victim's family has been notified and is safe. Okay, Slender Man is a fictional supernatural entity that originated as an internet meme and has become a staple to online horror or folklore. Typically depicted as an unnaturally tall, thin, humanoid figure, often 7 to 15 feet in height, with elongated limbs, a feature with white face, and wearing black business suit. He is associated with stalking, abducting, and psychologically tormenting victims, especially children or young adults. Variations in stories sometimes include tentacles like appendages emerging from his back, the ability to teleport, induce slender sickness, symptoms like paranoia, nosebleeds, nightmares, and hallucinations, and interference with electronic devices causing video distortions or static. He is frequently linked to forest areas, abandoned buildings, or foggy environments, and symbols like a circled X are often tied to his presence in narratives. The origin and development. The character was created by Eric Knudsen under pseudonym Victor Surge on June 10, 2009, during a Photoshop contest on the Something Awful forums. Knudsen posted edited black and white photographs of children with a tall, spectral figure superimposed in the background, accompanied by captions describing mysterious child abductions and disappearances dating back to 1980s, drawing inspiration from horror literature like H.P. Lovecraft and Stephen King, particularly The Mist. Urban legends such as the Mothman and Shadow People, and video games including Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Slender Man quickly went viral. Without a centralized canon, his lore expanded through user-generated content like creepypasta stories, fan art, and video embodying a collective, ever-evolving mythology. Is this not playing? Okay. Trying to figure out where I was. Where his motives range from sadistic predation, and enigmatic observation. The character's popularity exploded with the YouTube series Marble Hornets in 2009 to 2014 as alternative reality game created by Joseph DeLarge, Troy Wagner, and Tim Sutton. It portrayed Slender Man as the operator, a silent entity that drives people to madness and recruits proxies, mind-controlled servants. This series, which garnered over 55 million views, inspired spin-offs like Everyman, Hybrid, and Tribe 12, furthering cementing Slender Man's place in digital horror folklore. Media adaptations. Slender Man has influenced numerous games, films, and TV episodes. Key examples include video games, Slender Man, the 8-page 2012, a free indie survival horror game by Mark J. Hadley, where players collected notes while evading Slenderman in a dark forest. It caused the developer's site to crash from downloads. Sequels like Slender, The Arrival 2013 expanded the lore. Other titles include Slenderman's Shadow, Faceless, originally Slender Source, and mobile games like Slender Rising. Films and documentaries. Independent films such as Entity in 2013, The Slenderman 2013, the 2015 film Always Watching, a Marble Hornet story featuring Doug Jones as the character, the 2018 Hollywood film Slenderman starring Javier Botet, but a commercial underperformer and critically panned grossed 51.7 million against a 10 to 28 million budget, but criticized for insensitivity to real-world events. The HBO documentary Beware the Slenderman in 2016 explored the character's cultural impact and associated tragedies. Other media influence appear in Minecraft's Enderman Mob, TV shows like Supernatural, Thin Man, 2014, Law and Order SVU, Glasgowman's Wrath in 2014, Lost Girl in 2013, Big Mouth in 2018, and games like Phasmophobia in 2020 Easter Egg. By the late 2010s, fan interpretation shifted towards portraying Slenderman as a more benevolent or anti-heroic figure, sometimes protecting children or accompanied by a fictional daughter named Skinny Sally, though his overall popularity has waned since peaking around 2014 to 2018. Folklore parallels and cultural analysis. Scholars like Shira Chess and Andrew Peck have compared Slenderman to traditional folklore, noting similarities to fairies, child abductions, woodland settings, vague appearances, and urban legend, but with modern digital twists, collective creations, variability, and reverse ostension, ostension, I don't know that word, where fiction inspires real world belief or imitation. He symbolizes contemporary anxieties about surveillance, information overload, power imbalances, and the blurring of reality and fiction in the internet age. Not in the public domain, Knudsen remains copyright with rights particularly sold to Mythology Entertainment in 2016, later split in 2019 to maintain creative control. The real world impact. While largely fictional entertainment, Slender Man has been linked to real incidents, sparking moral panics about online content's influence on youth. The most notorious is the 2014 Waukesha pokings where two 12-year-old girls, Morgan Geyser and Anicia Weiser, lured classmate Peyton Leutner into the woods and poked her 19 times, believing it would appease Slenderman and allow them to become his proxies or live in his mansion. Leutner survived. Both attackers were diagnosed with mental illness, Geyser with early onset schizophrenia, Wire with shared delusional disorder. Tried as adults, they pleaded guilty but were both found not guilty by reason of mental defect. Wire received 25 years in a mental institution, conditionally released in 2021, while Geyser got 40 years until 2057. The case inspired other alleged copycats like the 2014 Cincinnati mother-daughter Knife attack and a Florida house fire, and was tied to self-inflictions on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation via parallels to a unaliving spirit. As of November 23rd, 2025, Geyser, now 23, and identifying as transgender using the he/him pronouns and the name Ethan, is missing after cutting off her GPS monitoring bracelet and fleeing a supervised group home in Madison, Wisconsin on November 22nd. She was last seen around 8 p.m. near Crunkle Drive with an acquaintance. Authorities consider her unstable and advised calling 911 if spotted. Without approaching, her attorney has urged her to surrender, and the victim's family has been notified, and it's safe. No update on her capture have been reported as of this date. Okay. High-profile true crime update, November 20. As of today, the true crime landscape is buzzing with a mix of ongoing investigations, courtroom developments, and fresh media release. Below, I've rounded up the most prominent cases and stories making headlines, drawing from recent news and social discussion. The span mysterious unalivings, cold case breakthroughs, and cult-related reckonings. I focused on developments from the past few weeks where possible. It was fixing to go off onto a different subject. Okay, Morgan Geyser, the Slenderman's latest developments as of November 23rd, 2025. Morgan Geyser, now 23, is at the center of one of true crime's most haunting cases. The 2014 Waukesha, Wisconsin poking of her 12-year-old classmate Peyton Leutner in a delusional bid to appease Slenderman, a fictional internet horror character. The attack, 19 poke wounds in a wooded park, shocked the nation, sparking debate on mental health, online folklore, and juvenile justice. Geyser and her co-defendant, Anissa Weier, were found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect in 2017 and committed to a psychiatric facility. Geyser for up to 4 years, Weiser for 25. Geyser is missing after cutting off her. Okay, we've already read all this. Okay, so I'm going to stop this and stop sharing. There we go. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I was going to have it happen anyway. All right, so now we're going to go. That looks like a cool machine. Where can I get that? Okay, anyway. Focus, Nancy. Oh, squirrel. Sorry. Timeline of major events in Morgan Geyser Slender Man poking case. Okay, I'm going to do stop, go back, start, go back to the beginning. There you go. Turn this on. Get a little bit of media background music going here for y'all's and pleasurable enjoyment. Anna Kepner's Carnival cruise ship unaliving ruled homicide. Well, we already knew that. Thank you. Okay. I didn't get in trouble for this time. Turn it down. Okay. There we go. Now we'll enlarge this. I don't know, but I think that is Geyser right there.
So my son came downstairs. I was vacuuming downstairs, and my son came downstairs and he said, "Mommy, the police are at our house." And I assumed he meant they were like outside here for the neighbors. And he was like, no, they're in our house. And what? How? So I went upstairs, and there's several officers, and one of them had a big riot shield. But they wouldn't tell us what happened. They just told us, well, they asked if Morgan was home. And I said no. But she was at the park with her friends, and there was some confusion because my son wasn't aware that she had gone to the park. So he said Morgan was home. So, I mean, they were instantly, they thought I was lying. They thought I was, hiding her. And they asked to search the house, and they searched the house, and of course she wasn't there. But they wouldn't tell me what had happened. They just told me that her friend was hurt, and she said that Morgan did it. And I mean, instantly, I couldn't even fathom how that could have happened. I mean, Morgan was she was just always such a gentle and kind person. She was a vegetarian because she didn't want to hurt animals. But yeah, they wouldn't tell us what was going on the entire day. They didn't tell us what was going on, and we were sort of made to be under the impression that Morgan was missing and she was in danger too. Yeah, and they didn't know where Morgan was.
So you just sat in your house?
It sat with an officer, yeah, until they said they had found Morgan, and she was at the police station, and that they just needed to ask her some questions to sort of clear up what had happened today, and they would let us know when they were done. And I called, and they just wouldn't tell us anything. I mean, we had no idea the severity of what had happened. So we decided to just drive to the police station, and I mean, we thought we were going to pick her up. That's how clueless we were about everything that had happened. We thought that we were just going to go and pick her up and go home, and that would be that.
When did you find out what happened?
We sat there forever, and they still wouldn't tell us, and they wouldn't let us have access to her. And finally, they came out, Detective Casey and that other detective, the one that interrogated Anissa, and they told us that Morgan tried to kill Bella and that she did it for Slender Man. And what? And that they'd been planning it, they said, and I mean, and basically that she was being charged with attempted homicide. I'm just shocked. I mean, you're just in shock. I mean, I sobbed, I threw up. I ran to the bathroom and I threw up. And it just didn't even seem possible. But even like at that point, they didn't tell us exactly what had happened. I mean, we still didn't know what she had been accused of. Yeah.
There are all kinds of drivers out there. That's why Progressive Snapshot personalizes your insurance rate based on your driving, so you're not stuck paying for someone else's mistakes. What? Is there something wrong with my hair?
Breaking down cardboard is something you have to do, not something you get to do. Okay? Which is more enjoyable, this or power washing the patio?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
The answer is this.
Good night. Is this going to be all commercials? It just changed to stories of inside a Milwaukee museum. I guess that story was over. Okay. Here's one from Court TV. All right. It says, breaking, Morgan Geyser, one of the teens in the Slender Man poking, has been taken into custody after allegedly cutting off her ankle monitor and fleeing her group home. Okay, so she's been caught. Okay. So, should she lose her conditional release? What do you think? Okay. Is there a video here? Police say that they have captured her hours after she allegedly cut off her ankle monitor and fled from her group home. Okay, it doesn't seem to have a video, so there's a panel discussion here, and they're saying, is your head shaking? Mine is. How was she released? Julie, Court TV, and I discussed Morgan Geyser, Slender Man's poker. We need to do better. And it goes into true crime and Slender Man and mental health and all this stuff. And that was from Dr. Sue. So I haven't read the situation because I had another point where I was going when I set this up. But apparently it didn't stay on that. Okay, so here we go. What else? Okay. This is the video that is playing here doesn't match the story. I guess because it's a news outlet, so I can't play the video. Says Madison, Wisconsin, a woman who admitted to nearly poking a classmate to unaliving in 2014 to please the online horror character Slender Man is missing after she cut off an electric monitoring device and left a group home, authorities said Sunday. Madison, Madison police issued an alert Sunday for Morgan Geyser, now 23, saying she was last seen around 8 p.m. Saturday night with an adult acquaintance. If you see Geyser, please call 911. The alert said, adding that she had cut off a Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet. Geyser was placed in a group home this year after being granted conditional release from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute. She was sent to the Psychiatric Institute in 2018 after pleading guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide in a deal with prosecutors to avoid prison. Geyser's attorney, Tony Cotton, did not immediately respond to the message left Sunday. Authorities say Geyser and her friend, Anissa Weir, were 12 years old when they lured their classmate, Peyton Leutner, to a suburban Milwaukee park after a sleepover. Geyser poked Leutner more than a dozen times while Weir egged her on. Leutner barely survived. The girls later told investigators that they attacked Leutner to earn the right to be Slender Man's servants, and they feared he'd harm their families if they didn't follow through. Slender Man was created online by Eric Knudsen in 2009 as a mysterious figure photo edited into everyday images of children at play. He grew into a popular boogeyman, appearing in video games, online stories, and a 2018 movie. Weir pleaded guilty to attempted second-degree intentional homicide. She was also sent to the psychiatric center and granted release in 2021. And that's it. Okay. This is the young lady that was harmed in the woods that day. Slender Man poking victim speaks out for the first time. Let's pull it full size. Bring it back to the beginning and hit.
Did you watch any of those interrogations?
I watched a little bit.
What was your reaction?
It was a little shocking to me to see that they had this big, huge plan that they had been working on for months.
Less than a week after the attack, I was asked to go to the hospital to interview Peyton. She was very, very quiet. We had to turn up the sound on the recording equipment really high just to get her voice.
Do you remember leaving the park to go to the woods?
They just wanted to go on a walk, and I didn't think much of it. It's just a walk. It's in Waukesha. Like, what bad stuff happens in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
After we go into the woods, we say we're gonna play a hide and seek.
And Nisa told me to lie on the ground and like cover myself in like sticks and leaves and stuff, but it was really just a trick.
It took a long time throughout the interview to finally get her to say Morgan's name or that Morgan had even stabbed her.
I give it back to her and say, you do, go ballistic. And she said, okay, I'll go ballistic when you say you want me to.
When you hear them describe to investigators, Anissa, telling Morgan just to do it, I think the word was go ballistic.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember them chatting right next to me while I was just laying there.
Morgan said, don't be afraid, I'm only a little kitty cat, and jumped on top of Bella and stabbed her repeatedly.
And do you remember when it started?
Kind of. I didn't feel anything because my body was in shock from the adrenaline. I didn't feel a thing.
I asked Peyton how it stopped, and she simply said that Morgan just stopped and stared at her. That both her and Anissa just, for a while, just stared at her with like this blank stare.
Did she try to get up? Yeah, she tried to get up. She said that she couldn't see, she couldn't walk, and that she couldn't breathe.
And they told her they were going to go get her help, but Anissa flat out said, no, we weren't getting her help. We wanted her to die.
Do you remember the moment they left you?
I think I remember them running away, but I kind of just laid there for a minute.
You walked out of the woods.
I got up, grabbed a couple trees for support, I think, and then just walked until I hit a patch of grass where I could lay down.
It's amazing that she had the strength to do that with the injuries that she had.
How sad. How sad is that? Okay. All right. There's now a mentally ill psycho poker running around Wisconsin who could have possibly seen this coming. And it says Madison Police Department officers are searching for a woman who cut off her Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet and left a group home Saturday night. Morgan Geyser was last seen in the area of Crunkle Drive around 8 p.m. with an adult acquaintance. Her whereabouts are unknown as of Sunday morning. The Madison Police Department was notified of her disappearance Sunday morning. A recent image of Geyser captured on security video from this past month is attached below. If you see her, please call 911. There's her image. His, I don't know, because he's identifying differently. This is Morgan Geyser, the infamous Slender Man poker who was sentenced to 40 years in a mental hospital, is set to be released by a judge after only serving 10 years. Morgan is reportedly now identifying as a transgender male named Ethan. Is using a chest binder to hold and told staff to use male pronouns. this trans criminal is about to be on the streets again. So she wants to be a boy, and she's pressing things that shouldn't be pressed. Okay, let's see what's this. On TikTok, it says Slender Man poker to be released despite concerned plea. I cannot comment on this. It says that they're not sane people. This is not up for debate. And this is this person's opinion, not necessarily the opinion of the person doing this video. Make asylums great again. Make mental institutions great again. That's got to be a AI generated thing. All right. So I'm trying to find the story on this one. Well, that's the thing about TikTok is you can have your screen set to a certain story you want to look at, and then later that story will be totally gone. Okay, that was able to find it this time. I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled for hours. I'm sorry. Okay, it says two crime updates warning. This post describes a fugitive situation involving a convicted attacker and details of a past violent crime involving children. Update: the Slender Man stabber Morgan Geyser has been captured and is back in custody after cutting off her ankle monitor and escaping her group home in Wisconsin. The 23-year-old was located at a truck stop in Posen, Illinois, about 20 miles south of Chicago. Police say she fled her facility in Sun Prairie on Saturday night after removing her tracking device. She was found with an adult acquaintance, and authorities believe they took a bus to that location. Geyser had been granted conditional release from the mental institution earlier this year to continue treatment for the psychotic spectrum disorder at the group home. In 2014, at the age of 12, Geyser and a friend lured their classmate Peyton Leutner into the woods and poked her 19 times. They claimed they were acting as servants for the fictional character Slender Man. The victim miraculously survived the attack. Thank the Lord. He was watching after her. Prior to her release, prosecutors had raised concerns about Geyser's communication with an adult man who was who sold red rum memorabilia, alleging she had sent him horror art including sketches of severed bodies. Let's just put it that way. Please share to spread awareness. Disclaimer: the information shared is based on initial reports, may not be fully verified, and is presented as alleged. Details are subject to change as investigations proceed. Follow for more recent true crime updates. Source Daily Mail. Okay, and here are the images of her, him, whatever. That I think is the Lutner girl, Peyton. There's the judge, and there is. This is early. This is now. So. Okay. Okay, I don't see any more on that subject. Okay, so this talks about the Slender Man case, convict missing from group home after removing monitoring bracelet. It's a video, but we know because we just learned that she's already been caught. So we can watch it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to
in the Slender Man case is missing. Morgan Geyser was last seen in the area of Cronky Drive in Madison last night. Our Shayna Najawan has been working to learn more and joins us live from the News Now desk. And Shayna, what is the latest?
Cameron, Madison police say Morgan Geyser has been living at a group home on Cronky Drive, the same street where she was last seen yesterday. They are not releasing the name of the facility, but say Geyser cut off her Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet around 8 p.m. Geyser left with an adult acquaintance, and right now police are not identifying that person or sharing any information about their role. We're still waiting to hear from both Madison police and the Department of Corrections about this, who say who the individual is and whether they're cooperating. The Department of Health Services declined to comment. Now, this comes after a Sun Prairie Behavioral Health Facility declined to accept Geyser as a patient back in August. They said they could not provide the level of supervision that she required. At the News Now desk, Shayna Najawan, WMTV 15 News.
Shayna, thank you. And after Geyser was declined from the Sun Prairie facility in August, DHS took over the finding a new place for her to live. The group home they picked was sealed by the court until today, when law enforcement revealed Geyser went missing in Madison and confirmed she was living at the group home on Cronky Drive. Now, Geyser made national headlines in 2014 after she and a friend, Anissa Wire, lured their classmate Peyton Leitner to a Waukesha park and nearly killed her. Geyser stabbed Leitner 19 times while Wire egged on her. All three girls were 12 years old at the time. Geyser and Wire told investigators they stabbed their friend to impress the fictional character Slender Man. In March, a Waukesha County judge ordered that Geyser be released from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute after 3 psychologists said she was prepared for supervised release.
So that's where that sits. Okay, and let me turn this off. Sometimes you just get tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over. And so what I thought this last night when I set up this live was that we were going to bring notice to the fact that he, whatever, was missing. And that if anybody in the Waukesha, Wisconsin area could see this, if they see her, please contact 911. But as we found out, she's already been found. It, I don't know, has been found. So yeah, TMZ is talking about some weird things now. Okay, it's not concerning this. So anyway, that's the story I have. Thank goodness she's found another person, and it'll go in. Sorry, I was reading a text from my husband. I don't know if she's going to be going back to the group home with the ankle monitor, or will she end up back in to finish serving the rest of her 40 years in the institution. And oh, please, my husband is annoying me. Oops. So he's playing in our bank accounts, and he can't see all of them, so it bothers him of what he does see. So, okay. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Today is Monday. I will find a new story, and we will cover something different tomorrow, which is Tuesday. In the meantime, he needs me to go to the bank before the bank closes. Hold, please. So that's where that's going to stand right now. Is she's back. She's been, I'm assuming she is in police custody because she was found this afternoon. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Please hit that thumbs up and share the video. If there's any stories you would like me to cover, please leave a comment, because the comments help spread the algorithms out there and get things going. So any comment left is a comment helped, okay? And I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. We are at, let me check right here. We're at 705 subscribers right now. We have lost several. We were at 718 or 719, but because I'm only doing true crime now and not doing the lockers and thrifting and those videos that I had in the beginning, I'm losing that audience. So I'm needing to try to get the true crime audience built up higher. So, and these are, you can't see over there. So I don't know how to post shorts. So hopefully when I go to Arkansas this week, my daughter will help me learn. She was supposed to help me learn back in July, but that didn't happen. We forgot about it. Okay, so I am going to head out for the evening. I need to run over to the bank and take care of some household business. So do something nice for someone, even if it's be the reason they smile today. Search for crime. Love y'all.